Okay, there we go. All right, so I'll start if you want me to. I just finished going through yours. I'm like multitasking here at work and reviewing it at
Yes.
the same time.
And I'll get my 3 in. Hopefully, if they fix it, I can go ahead because I've had most of it completed actually. But if not, I'm going to have to retype it.
Oh,
So, but no,
well,
because
hopefully you'll find it.
huh?
Hopefully you'll
I
get
do too, because they said obviously it was a power surge and like it wiped out my computer, all my stuff,
Oh my goodness.
everything. So
Well, just let me know, and maybe first of the week I should be able to review and we can Zoom again for your task 3.
yes, okay, and we'll do because I know hopefully I'm claiming it. I know because I know something good is going to happen this week.
That's right, girl.
Well, actually, something good did happen. You know, I was writing grants. I was at the beginning of the year, and I got a $500 grant.
Yay!
I know. I'm excited.
Exciting.
That happened yesterday.
Good. See, you needed that.
Yes, I did. I did.
Yeah. Okay, so look, going over your task 2. Oh, okay. I don't want to do that. I noted, yes, that your task is aligned with the content. So all of that was good. You used graphs, charts, tables, use visuals to illustrate your data analysis and conclusions. I've made a lot of comments throughout, so obviously refer to the Google, the shared, your text in the, because I made a lot of comments on there. Some of the graphs were really hard for me to read. So I think it would be helpful if you can scan them in, and like when you scan it, save it to a flash drive and upload them that way.
Okay.
They would be easier, easier for the reader to read.
Okay.
Overall strengths, I noted that it was very obvious that you held meetings, you led meetings where data was analyzed and discussed, concluding with a need. You described your process for identifying the academic need, as well as had graphic evidence to show the data analysis. Looking at rubric weaknesses, I did note that I made just recommendations given on the comment section in the comments. One thing that I think would be helpful, you went back and forth a lot talking about the vision, kind of re-looking at the vision. I don't know that you need that as much. I think if you touched on it in the beginning, that like this was the identified vision initially, then just go heavy into the data and what the discussions look like regarding your data, and then come back to that you revisited to look at, was the vision appropriate?
Okay.
Because at times it was hard. It didn't flow as well.
Okay.
Going back and forth, if that makes sense.
Yes.
The other part I would look at too is one of the charts. Let me see if I can find exactly which one. It was the very first figure 1. I feel like those percentages are pretty powerful. And I think talking more in depth about the specifics of the data would be helpful in showing that you're identifying the need to increase math scores.
Okay.
And then there was a little bit of confusion for me too, and maybe it would just be the way you can separate the headings, because there were times where you talked about maths being the need, and then times where you talked about the social emotional aspect being the need. So I would almost separate those, like with headings, like have one heading that talks about, math deficits or math concerns, another heading that separates social emotional concerns, and kind of putting them that way, I think would help.
And not together, because we're doing them, we're helping building the math using social emotional, so we're
Right.
correlating them.
I think that if you separate throughout the narrative and have your section for math with your graphs that represent math,
Okay.
your section for social emotional and your graphs and narrative that talk about that, then your conclusion of identifying the need, then you're able to pull them in together.
Okay, gotcha.
Because then, you're showing that you have these two needs, but they do kind of overlap, or they are impacted. One's impacted by the other.
Right.
So you're indirectly supporting the math needs by
incorporating
the social emotional piece.
Gotcha.
Yes. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll try to type that in the feedback form. I didn't really word it like that, but that's what I was trying to say.
Okay.
And let's see. And then I just noted that leadership was demonstrated in discussions with your administrator, your review of data, also in the facilitation and discussions during your PLC meetings. Your narrative is well written. I did go through, I have all kinds of errors when I'm typing. So I tried to make note of just overall mechanics, grammar things. And there were a couple times whenever you noted we need to. So
okay.
I tried to kind of help rephrase your sentence so it's just in the third person.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it. The organization, we've talked about that. I don't know if Dr. Bullis or Church and any of your other papers, I can't remember if I did this with task 1, but I do remember in task 2, I had an appendix section. And so may be helpful if at the end of your paragraphs, I don't know if you're keeping PLC meeting notes.
Yes.
All those artifacts you can include in an appendix section at the end of your narrative.
So do the appendix at the end of the narrative?
Yeah, so I did a page break and have my appendix. So I've done an appendix for every one before my reference page. So for task 2, I think it was appendix A and everything related to task 2, all my artifacts related to task 2. Then for task 3, I had appendix B and all my artifacts related to task 3.
Okay. So when you do the appendix page, you just put in the websites?
I just am linking, I'll title it 1029 PLC meeting. And then I'll link it to my minutes from that meeting.
Okay.
Yep. And then if you created any type of data charts or trying to think what else, any pictures that you've taken, that you can include that in that appendix section.
Okay, because for the social emotional charts, those were made, those were created. So, but I published them and created links so I can create my site, site and my resource site page. So that's how I did that. And I,
so those created, I think including those created, and I would title it and then just link it to that site to show.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be good.
All righty. All righty.
All right. The other thing to go back and check is the overall font. Make sure to look at, which I know you'll do this anyway, but before you submit, the indentions were off a little bit, your margins.
Okay.
They weren't the same throughout, so I would go back and check that.
Was that the margins, the regular margins, or the margins under my pictures?
The regular margins. In the very first paragraph, it's not indented, but then the next lines are moved over a little bit.
Okay.
It may just be how it's pulled up in Google. I don't know.
Yeah, because I did it I originally did it in Microsoft, so I'll go back.
So I would just check make sure your paragraphs are indented, and that the margins are all the same throughout, and the font. Some of the fonts are different too.
Okay. All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. I just had, for the rubric strength, the candidate demonstrate knowledge of the steps in developing an action plan. The candidate demonstrate that knowledge and understanding, got a voicemail, knowledge and understanding relates to systematic investigations. Needs and solutions are essential, and she demonstrated this throughout the application of the assigned technologies. It is evident the candidate is working with the school leadership team because the candidate and the PLC members have implemented the research-based strategies to convincingly meet the learning needs of students. The candidate just demonstrates extensive knowledge and leadership throughout this narrative. Okay. And then for your rubric weaknesses, the candidate does not have any major weaknesses. The candidate had a couple of minor errors. The candidate can rectify this by restructuring and creating the appropriate spacing. Change page 3, then to, and then I have then to the, that was just a simple error. You might want to include the questions and your answer solutions to where on that page where you had said you all had questions, or the candidate had questions. I meant your stakeholders, your team members had questions, but you didn't include the question, solution, and answers. I just thought that might be more informational. I said remove the ands and use commas, page 4, second sentence, suggestion, restructure this sentence to make it stronger, more formal. Example, in reference to direct instructions, several teachers inquired to see if students with IEPs to have this implementation, ... or something of that nature. And I know you went back and already.
I think I went back and fixed that.
and then for leadership, how's your leadership demonstrated? Leadership is demonstrated vividly throughout the narrative. The candidate demonstrates leadership during PLC meetings when noting the discourse between candidate and administration. The candidate demonstrates leadership throughout. And then, I know I took 2 pictures of your thing. Let me pull it up. I got it up. And then the next one is, well, I thought I had it up. It's coming. Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, I thought I was ready. Okay. I apologize, hon.
That's no problem. I think I'm pretty sure I need to go back. I've started on 5.
You started on 5?
Yes, but I think I went back and made all the changes based off of your recommendations.
This is, let me see, Absol. Task 3. Task 4. I do that again. Okay. And then, okay, I said, yes, the evidence narrative is written professionally. Organization, the candidate structure the narrative in a logical manner, which is organized and professional. The candidate headings, subheadings are clearly present. Everything is easy to locate. Then I said the APA and in-text citations are cited properly. I needed to put in parentheses as far as I can understand, because I do not understand APA and it is driving me crazy. The table information is not in the correct space yet. That is due to the paper PDF, I think. That's where you had that one, I don't know what happened, but it was the one where you had, it had figure information. 21. Yeah, in one place, and then like the figure was up here, but had information down here within the text. But I just think it was happened when you turn it into a PDF, when you converted it. So
yeah, I did notice that with yours too. Some of your pictures were like in the middle of a paragraph, and so like your paragraph only had like this much space. But I think it's just the back and forth. So
okay.
just make sure that. Oh, one thing I forgot to say. You had one paragraph in there twice.
Oh, I did?
Yes.
That's what happened when you copy and paste.
Yeah. So just go back. I think I made a note. I'm pretty sure I made a note that that paragraph was already there. So
okay.
Because it was in like a different section.
I wonder what happened to cause that.
Oh yeah, on page 13.
Page 13.
And I don't know if you're looking at it now, but like page 12, that's where that one figure is like in the middle of a paragraph.
Said page 12?
Yes.
Now let me ask you about the now if I did it properly, I know when you have a table and it's from a website, it says to this is a loaner computer, so it says to put the title at the bottom, figure whatever, the title, and also the year and where it was retrieved from. The site it was retrieved from. Now, I'm not sure if I'm putting too much information underneath my figures or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wish I had a great answer for you because I too, like, I do not feel like I'm an APA expert at all. So these were from the website? Because it doesn't look like they're taken from a website.
Yeah, they were taken from I saved them, and then I emailed them.
Printed them?
And then, no, I didn't print them. Now the ones that were printed, I didn't get them from the website, but I knew the website that they came from. I got that information from my principal.
In my task 3, and I'm just going to be honest, I did get some of my graphs from a website. I did not include the website name in them.
Okay.
I just included the figure, like figure 8, and like what it showed. I didn't even include the year.
Okay.
And it's already gone through both Church and Bullis.
So you think I could just take the website part off?
Yeah, I think so. And you're going to cite, I would cite it, in your.
Oh, yes, I have it in my references.
Yeah, I would have it in your references, but I don't know that you need it there in the figure description.
Okay.
Do you see where I'm talking about?
Yeah, so like, look at figure 4. So if I just took everything off up to the date, leave that there and take off like retrieve from and then the website, you think that'd be okay?
Yes. Yeah, I would just have figure 4, Caleb's Creek Elementary math EO. I would just have math EOG data.
Okay.
Or math EOG results.
Okay.
By subgroup. See, that's the one I can't tell what it says.
Okay, so
read that chart it off.
By subgroups. And okay, so I just need to make that bigger. Because if I make it, but see, I did.
The other thing, have you ever used the snippet tool?
No.
If you like search your computer and just type in snippet, it should automatically be there. It's called a snipping tool. And if you have pulled up on a screen, then you can just drag your cursor and take a picture of whatever you want to from the screen and then save it as an image.
And that'll be better, you think?
I think the quality will probably be better and easier to read than.
Is this a Microsoft tool?
Yeah. Yeah, it's an awesome feature. So I would try that.
Okay. This says smart scan. I don't think that's it.
In your bottom search, like if you click on the startup, and then I can't even remember how to do this anymore. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. Uh-oh. Go back. Man, I can't even figure out how to search. Documents, pictures, settings. Why is this so complicated? I added it to my toolbar at the bottom because I use it so much now.
Oh, really?
Let's just do you have that what's it called? Cortana?
This because this isn't my regular computer.
Click on your start button at the bottom. And then go over, is it like alphabetical order?
Yes,
All right,
wait a minute. Yeah, it is.
Okay, click under C, the very close to the bottom when it says Cortana or something like that.
My C is Calculator, Chrome apps, and Connect. Let me see. Yeah, those are my C's.
Okay, you might be able to just search.
Oh, snipping for snipping too?
Yeah. That's it.
Let me see.
I don't know where you found it, but that's it.
1 minute. Snipping. Wait a minute. Oh, snipping tool.
Yeah. Woohoo.
Try snip to sketch.
Yeah. So then, like, you could like take a picture of, like, take my picture.
Wait a minute. Take a part of your screen or open an existing.
Yeah. So just drag it across your screen, whatever you want to take a picture of.
Okay. Wait a minute. It's making me do. Okay, picture. Girl. Oh, it did my paper.
Yeah, whatever you have pulled up.
Okay.
I always click new.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me see. But where do I get it from? If I'm, it doesn't matter what, like if I'm looking at something like, okay, like now I have
take a picture. Okay, so.
Okay.
Now did you take my picture? Did you drag it across?
I didn't do it. I didn't.
Oh, you have to click new.
Jessi. Okay, let me try.
You're gonna thank me,
now
Gina.
I'm clicking. Now I'll click the app. It says try snip or sketch. So you said to click new?
Yeah, does it have like little scissors beside it and a little red circle?
Yeah.
Okay, click new, and then the screen kind of goes like a dim color.
It did.
Okay, now outline like my box.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, okay.
And now you get a screen, and you can decide. Yes. And so now you'll click save, and then you save that picture to your documents or your flash drive or whatever.
Okay.
And then you can do this to any website you're on, anything you're looking at. You can take pictures.
Oh, awesome. Now, like the ones that, the one like on the one that we were just talking about, now that one was one that my principal my admin gave me. And so I took a picture of it, but she told me the site that it came off of. But the thing is like this is this year's, but they have not posted, they haven't release to the public this actual data. So I knew it was imperative that I use this data, but she told me that the site that it would come from.
Gotcha.
So that's why I put it that way.
Gotcha. Well, hopefully, like I said, I just pinned this little feature to the bottom there because I use it a lot and it's hard to find.
So if let me see, I'm going to insert. If I go to the actual picture that I took, right?
Yeah. Did you click save? Did you save it yet?
Yeah, I saved it. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, now on your paper, you go to picture insert and go to wherever you saved it.
Okay. Insert pictures
from your computer.
Mm-hmm.
And then where you saved it.
Documents. Okay. Let me see. Downloads. Okay. And now
select it.
CC Math. Oh, that's it. Okay. But so I need to make it like big like it normally is. But it's still like a little blurry, but I think that's better. It's still a little blurry though. Maybe I need to re-upload it.
How did she give it to you? Is it just like a printed paper?
Yeah.
I would scan it. Like, do you have, like on my printer scanner at work?
Uh-huh.
I can scan it to my flash drive.
Right.
And then it saves it as a PDF file.
Okay.
I would try that.
Okay. That's what I'll do. However, it's at home.
Well, that's okay. You don't have to do it today.
I know. I need to do it. I'm going to be working on task 0 when y'all on task 7. I know it's not a 7.
No.
But I'm
getting there.
I know. I actually, when as I was doing, because like I had so many bits and pieces I had to insert into task 2 from like my meetings that I end up having and, all that information. And like the more that I actually did research on my own to say, look, this is where we need to go, the more data I was pulling. So I was like, well, I got to add, everything I do, I'm going to add it in there.
Yeah.
Is it too much?
I don't know that it's too much because, and the biggest thing is you want to present it to the reader that it was like a collaborative team decision in looking at all the data and then determining the need. And so in that very first paragraph, you may want to take out how you kind of already identified the need a little bit and save it to your conclusion because you want the flow to read that you were able to provide this data to them to review, and then collectively as a team, you use the data and identified this as the need.
Okay. All right.
But as you're working more into 3 and 4, it's been super helpful for me to look at other people's.
Okay.
So feel free, like Jeanette and I both are finished with task 3 and 4. So I would pull ours, which it's going to be very different for you because, for all of us, because the needs are
right. Yeah. But that guideline helps.
Yeah. Yeah. It gives you, it just helped me too, to just kind of have a better understanding of like a nice flow, headings, what information I'm giving.
Now, when you were doing task 3, now, as I was been working on task 3, 2 and 3 simultaneously, and then I just said, I got to stop because I had too much going on and focus on one. But like with task 3 now, when I did the research and was reading the different reviews and doing different research, looking into the different things. Now, one of the things that I noticed, like when because I even like looked up what is what's our task 3 entail? Oh my goodness.
Your evidence-based practices for your need.
Right, yeah. But I even researched what research best practices are,
Okay.
a literature review. I mean, that's just my.
Yeah, I did too. I had to too.
Yeah. And so I noticed, like, when I even looked over some actual literature reviews, like there was always sort of like a hook, like to start it. And I was like, okay, now I got to figure out. So like, and then
I wouldn't worry about having a hook so much as you want to, it's almost like the way I viewed it is like you're the salesperson for that program, practice, product, whatever it is. So you want to be concise enough that you don't lose people, but give enough information so that anybody knows exactly what you're talking about and why they need it.
Okay.
Why they should do it.
Okay.
Yeah. And when I was reviewing Eric's, that's what I had to really explain to him. Like, you want to just be sure that it's very clear how are you selling it?
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What is it? Why is it important? How is it going to help identify your need or help, address the problem?
Right. Okay.
And
all right, honey bunchy. Well, I appreciate you so much, and I will contact you. I'll send you an email, text Saturday, and let you know how the progression is with 3. I should be finished 3. I'm not going to say I am because I got to drive home today, and then I don't know.
Did you get a new car?
Yes, I did.
Good.
I did. I did.
Good.
So, but I'll send you a text Saturday evening to let you know. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. Love you and thank you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.